Hello everyone. So I thought I would try to answer the second daily question of this challenge, and I've had a hard time coming up with an answer because I think I've been overthinking it a bit. So I'll try to give short answer and then expand on how I've been thinking about the question. So the question is, besides miniatures, tell us about another of your interests. How did you get into that and what do you enjoy about it? And suddenly I felt like I didn't come up with anything right away. So I began thinking, what am I actually doing with my life? But then I thought about something that has to do with work, which is physical training for me. So how did I get into physical training? Well, I was a soldier. My job was basically to guard the king's residence and the castle in the royal palace in Stockholm. And I was a life dragoon, so riding horses and stuff, state ceremonial stuff, guard duty. And I did not like that job. Not because of the work itself, but the people there and the abuse of the power structure, stuff like that. So I wanted to work somewhere else, and I got into physical training to be able to switch to be a soldier somewhere else. And to make sure I got out of that job and got a new job, I went hard on the physical training because they test your physique when you apply for such a job. And what I found was why I enjoyed it so much all of a sudden, because of the noticeable incremental improvements to yourself. And that has to do with painting a Warhammer army as well, because like now I see the incremental improvements all the time, and that it's something really fulfilling with that, seeing potential being brought to actuality, striving for, well, in the grand scheme of things, striving for perfection, even though perfection is not attainable, but seeing something get incrementally better. And when I was thinking about, I don't have any interests beside the miniature hobby and my work basically, which isn't like an interest, it's work. Even though I mostly enjoy it. So then I started thinking, what am I doing in my life that justifies the suffering of being alive? It sounds pretty dark, but a helpful way to think about it and really getting to the gist of what you want out of life. So, what justifies the suffering of my life basically is seeing incremental improvements towards something better. Like I said earlier, bringing potential into actuality. And that probably ties into my fascination of big projects. So that's my answering of the question and somewhat philosophical ramblings. hope you hope you enjoyed it. Hope you know what justifies the suffering in your life. Bye.